Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today we're digging into Cordyceps mushroom powder. And really, we want to get past the ancient stories about caterpillar fungus to figure out how the stuff you actually buy today works, if it's effective, and crucially, its safety.
Right, and that's key because we're not really talking about that super rare wild Ophiocordyceps sinensis anymore. What's in supplements, what's in the research mostly, it's cultivated strains, usually Cordyceps militaris or CS4, grown in labs from the fungal mycelium. Much more consistent and affordable too.
Okay, so lab grown. But does it still pack that punch? I heard it comes down to like one specific molecule.
It really does. The star player is cordycepin. Chemically, it's 3-deoxyadenosine, and the crucial bit, the aha moment, is its structure. It looks a lot like adenosine, which our cells use all the time, but it's missing a piece, a 3-hydroxyl group specifically.
Missing a piece, so it's like a faulty building block.
Exactly. When your cells are building DNA or RNA, they might grab this cordycepin by mistake. But because it's incomplete, the whole construction process just stops. Dead end. We call it chain termination. And that's why it shows broad effects against viruses, bacteria, and even in research, some anti-tumor activity.
Hold on. So this molecule that basically sabotages cell processes, that's the same thing helping athletes perform better. Seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it sounds contradictory, but it's working through different pathways. For athletic stuff, it's about bioenergetics. Cordyceps seems to help cells use oxygen more efficiently. And importantly, it might ramp up the production of ATP. ATP is, the main energy fuel for cells. More ATP equals more power, more stamina.
Okay, the ATP boost. That makes sense for the energy claims.
Yeah.
But the studies show you can't just pop one before a race, right?
Definitely not. The clinical data is pretty clear on that. Taking it for just a week, no real effect on performance.
So it's a long game then.
It is. You need chronic use. After about 3 weeks, studies showed real improvements. Things like time to exhaustion went up significantly, almost 70 seconds longer. And better VO2 max, too, so better oxygen use.
That ties back to the cellular efficiency idea. And it seems like that helps beyond just exercise, like with metabolic health.
Absolutely. Cordycepin activates something called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the cell's master energy switch or sensor. Activating that switch is likely why we see effects on blood lipids. It helps lower fatty acids, cholesterol, triglycerides. That's the hypolipidemic effect. And because it's involved in energy regulation, it also has hypoglycemic effects. Helps manage blood sugar, so potentially anti-diabetic.
Okay, metabolism.
Yep.
What about immunity? Does it rev it up or calm it down? It seems to do everything.
Well, it's complex. It's more of an immunomodulator. It can stimulate some general immune cells, sort of boosting the baseline, but it can also suppress excessive inflammation. For instance, it seems to help regulate T cell receptors and block inflammatory signals like IL-1, which is relevant in things like, say, gouty arthritis. So it's about finding balance, not just boosting or suppressing.
This thing clearly has some powerful effects.
Yeah.
Which means we need to talk seriously about safety and interactions.
Yes. Absolutely critical. Generally, it's tolerated. Well, studies use around 3 to 6 grams daily for up to a year, with maybe some mild stomach upset, constipation, that sort of thing. But the interactions are the real danger zone. There are 3 big ones you absolutely must know.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First, blood thinners, anticoagulants, antiplatelets. Cordyceps slows blood clotting. Combine them, and your risk of serious bleeding or bruising goes way up.
Got it. Number 2.
Immunosuppressants. Because cordyceps can stimulate the immune system, it might actually work against these medications. That's a huge risk if you've had a transplant or have an autoimmune condition being managed by these drugs. Could lead to rejection or flares.
Okay. Blood thinners, immunosuppressants, and the third.
Anti-diabetic medications. Insulin, oral drugs, doesn't matter. Cordyceps also lowers blood sugar. If you add cordyceps on top, you risk additive effects pushing your blood sugar dangerously low. Hypoglycemia. Oh, and one more specific warning. People with myelogenous type cancers should probably avoid it. There's some observation it might stimulate red blood cell precursors. Best to err on the side of caution there.
Right. So wrapping this up, cordyceps, the cultivated kind, is definitely more than just ancient folklore. Modern science shows it hits multiple targets. But those powerful effects mean you have to be careful with safety, especially those drug interactions. It makes you wonder, though, if it tackles inflammation, cholesterol, immune issues, things that accelerate aging and boost cell energy. What could consistent, safe use mean for, long-term health, for resilience as we get older? Definitely something to think about.